Hi princesses, it's your girl Princess Bella. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you all the tools you need for your makeup, how to use the tools, how to place your hands while using these tools for your makeup, and if you stay glued till the end I'll show you the most important ones you need. For the sake of this video I'm going to be showing you all two major brush sets that I own. This is Bobbi Brown brush set and this is BH Cosmetics brush set. You don't need to buy all the brushes in the whole world. By the end of this video, you are going to decide for yourself the ones you need and how to make use of the ones you have. This is the Bobbi Brown brush set and it came with this kind of packaging, and I've owned this since 2015. It is actually 32 in number, even though I've lost some of it. But then one big reason why I actually love it is because the brushes are arranged in a precise manner, and if you get used to the brushes, you'll find out that you can actually arrange the brushes in precise manner, so that if you're working on a client or if you're working on yourself, you don't need to start looking for a particular angled brush, you don't need to start looking for a particular eyeshadow brush. You already know the particular place it is. This is the BH Cosmetic brush set. It is 12 in number. It does not have a lot of variety of brushes as much as the Bobbi Brown brush have, but these brushes I found here kind of is going to give you like everything you need for the flawless makeup. So you don't necessarily need all the brushes, but then the Bobbi Brown brush set has more varieties than this one, and I don't think it is more superior. I've not used this one up to 5 years. Until I use it up to 5 years before I will now be able to confirm for sure that it's also of good quality. But so far so good. It is giving me something nicer than the Bobbi Brown set because the bristles are really soft. So the softness of the bristles really matters. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to start with the brush for brushing the eyebrows. Before you place anything on your brows, actually you're supposed to brush it up, brush it in that precise way that you want your brow hairs to be, and you're going to actually brush it with the help of a spoolie. So this particular one right now is from Rianga Beauty Lotion, and this is exactly what it looks like. You use it to actually brush your hair strands to make them arranged in the way that you want it to be. So moving on to the next one, I'm going to be showing you guys angled brushes. This one right now is from the Bobbi Brown brush, and if you are looking at the handle, you see that it is actually wearing out because of use. I've actually used the hell out of this particular angled brush. I use it every time to define my eyebrows. This is also another angled brush from Zaron, and this is what the BH Cosmetics angled brush looks like. I use this first one to define my brows, while I use this second one in the middle, the black one, that is the Zaron brush, angled brush. I use it to line my waterline. So right now I want us to consider the brushes for applying eyeshadow, and I have with me here this 6 eyeshadow brushes. I also have other eyeshadow brushes, but for some reasons I do not like to use them because they are either too big or they're not as specific and as precise as this is. So therefore I'm going to be showing you guys these 6 eyeshadow brushes. Now these 5 eyeshadow brushes can serve for exactly the same thing because their bristles are very similar and are finely packed together, right? So depending on the place you want the eyeshadow to be, if the eyeshadow is going to be in a more larger surface area, you can use the bigger brush. If you want the eyeshadow to be in a more precise, like example the tear duct area, you can use the smaller one. This particular angled eyeshadow brush is honestly the brush I use most often to apply my eyeshadow because of the angleness. If you look at your eyes, you see that there is a part of your eyes, the inner part of your eyes is actually a little bit smaller than the middle part. So it's just very easy for me to dip in this brush on my eyeshadow and hold it around this place, around the middle firmly, so that I can actually apply the eyeshadow firmly. And you know, starting from this place, because of the angleness of the brush, how neatly shaped the brush is, it can actually not bring out a lot of eyeshadow where I wouldn't want the eyeshadow to be. These 2 bigger brushes are the brushes I like to use to define my brow bone area. You know that small space that concealer comes out under your eyebrows towards the brow tail area, that is like your brow bone area immediately under the eyes, just before the transition shade, before the main eyelid area. Look at these 2 brushes. If you can get something this shape, it is the best things to use to apply eyeshadow by the inner corner of your eyes towards the tear duct area. if you understand that that place is actually very short, very precise, then you can actually use something this precise to just place in the beautiful eyeshadow by that inner part of the eyes. So if you're looking at these two brushes right now, they are the brushes I like to use to apply eyeshadow by the outer corner of the eyes. You know, that part of the eyes where people always like to put darker colors, you know, black, dark brown, dark purple, burgundy, those darker colors. You know, this is actually what I like to use to apply eyeshadow at the outer corner of my eyes. This particular one is actually the most important one. If you're looking at how pointed it is, you can now imagine how packed together the bristles are, truly are, you know. So both of them can actually do the same work. So for the outer corner of the eyes, you don't need something big. You need something very precise, and you need something that the bristles are very densely packed together. The bristles shouldn't be scattered so that the eyeshadow will remain in a particular small place. So right now I want to go over to the transition corner of the eyes. The transition part of the eyes is the space between the eyelid and the brow bone area. So that space between the eyelid and the brow bone area is called the transition. It's the place that the colors of the eyeshadow should transit from either white to gold, you know. Anytime you think of transitioning the eyes, you should think of brushes like this. The first Bobbi brown brushes. I'm not a fan of transition eyeshadow brushes like this because they just really don't give me the kind of thing I want, period. So I'm going to drop them, but they can also be used for blending eyeshadows. The trick in using them, I don't use them because I have better things right now, but the trick in using them is to hold them by the ending. You don't have to hold it by the middle part. If you hold it at the middle part, it means that you're going to grab in a lot of products at a time, and blending out a lot of products at a time might be harder. So you can just hold it by the ending of the brush and then pick up a little product and then use it to slide on the transition area smoothly and gently, picking up a little product at a time. But since I found this new 3 brushes, this black one is from Zaron and these 2 white ones are from BH Cosmetics. Take a close look at the 3 of them. Are you seeing how this one is? It is just very easy to blend out. Like, are you seeing how the bristles are dense by this part, but in such a way that it will be very easy to blend out? This one too, very dense and then somehow angled, so that depending on what you want to achieve. I said all these things in no particular order, and now the last but not the least is this angled brush, right? These 3 brushes are very good for blending the transition area of the eyes, for transitioning the eyeshadow, right? So I'm actually telling you that if you don't have transition eyeshadow brush, you should actually invest in it. It is not usually that expensive, but you need to understand that the point in applying eyeshadow is blending, especially now that we like to apply a lot of eye colors on the eyes. As long as you're applying more than one color, you should understand blending, you should understand transition, you should understand that there should be a very smooth transition between a white eyeshadow and a, for instance, gold eyeshadow. Or if there are 3 different colors of gold, there should still be transition between them, and there should also be transition between the eyelid and the eyebrow bone area. If you understand these things, if you don't understand these things, you might never do an eyeshadow that will be effortlessly flawless, and that is the point of this tutorial. That will be all for today. Share my video with your friends, please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.